Wine, what up, world? Welcome to another episode of Neighbor to Neighbor. I am your host, Teasing Man, alongside me, my co-host, Mr. Sam Chisholm, and combined together, we make up the Neighbor to Neighbor podcast. Let it clap, let it clap.
What we got, neighbor? What we got on
We gotta step
the
up
what
to
we
the
got on
mic
the
a little
agenda?
bit.
What we got on the agenda, right?
You know, I'm really unsure, so I'm freestyling, but not freestyling. So bear with me.
Do you think?
I kind of want to. It's something I discussed on my own when I be doing my own little podcast and stuff. You know, I be doing.
Yeah.
But I want to address it more like in a group setting. I think this would suffice.
Cool.
It's about vulnerability and the connections to trauma and men specifically, right? And it's in men's nature, or it seems that women can be vulnerable because it's in their nature, but men we're not supposed to be. When we come up, we taught not to cry, stop crying. Just be a man. So sometimes I wonder, like, is there a safe place for men to be vulnerable? Because sometimes I need to catch the cut and, you know, grieve. It ties into everything from grief to manhood to peer pressure to, we taught to be men. Don't cry. Men don't cry. Men don't talk about their feelings. And I think that has impacted the quote unquote YNs with the connection that we have because even us as men, we so indoctrinated to be taught to be men that how can we teach these youngsters to be vulnerable when we was there, you couldn't, get us to get there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is why is being vulnerable frowned upon when it relates to the male species?
Well, that still that goes back to being like, man, the ruler of the house, the front runner of the house, and all that kind of stuff. That goes with that. But at the same time, that's what I was saying the last time on the last time who who got me.
Right.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like saying who got me when I ain't got me. Like when I ain't got no gas, when I ain't got no cigarettes, when I ain't got no something to drink, when I ain't got nothing to eat, when I ain't got nothing.
Right.
Who got me?
Just the basics.
So that's the basis. That's the basic laydown of it. But at the same time, that's the thing. Neighbor to neighbor. I got you. You got me. That's why we on here together.
Right.
And like I said, when we're talking about feelings and everything else, thing about it is though, you have to you don't have to make yourself vulnerable, make yourself just enough, you know. But the thing about it is, you have to make yourself say, okay, this how I feel today. I feel like I want to be alone. I want to feel like, hey, I want to sit here and I want to drink and relax my mind on like, cause like you go to work every day. I see you. You go mandatory overtime. You know, I see you. Sometimes, what I'm saying, when you got like just like when you say, hey man, I need to talk to you. Yeah, come. Thing about it is what I'm saying is everybody needs to get somebody that they can open up to and talk to. And, vulnerable to and say, hey, this going on with me, what you think your best advice is. Hey, just because you young, that don't mean you don't understand. It just because, like I said, something that's old, they don't understand either, just as well. But the thing about it is, you got to figure out who got you at the end of the day.
Who got you?
Safety, that's your safety net.
Okay. Yeah. And I think to me, I think that's the problem. I think that's the mask we've drawn up as men. Like universally, like you got you. But if we break that down a little bit more and we get into them delicate areas that, why my daddy wasn't in my life, why, what I'm saying, that trauma start coming out, right? Especially as you get our age and you look back and reflect on kind of what led you down certain paths and, reflect, hindsight is everything. So you can see things from, it's almost like in an out of body experience, but watching yourself. Like if you could go back and watch your 20-year-old self, you probably be shocked yourself at what you see. Because we've been brainwashed into believing that it's not okay to cry. I mean, I'm saying, of course it is, but as men, you know where we from, especially black men. Let's just get the real shit out. We ain't no crying, nigga. Yeah. Suck it up. And we've I think over the years in decades of our lives, we hold that in so long till we get to a point where when it come out, pause, it's like nobody don't understand. It's kind of like to the thing when you said the other episode, I'm broke and nobody believe you. If I break down, ain't nobody gonna believe me. I'm Mr. Strong, Mr. I'm really sad. Like, I want to talk about some stuff that bothers me, and it may be emotional shit. So where's the safe place? Because I think that has, like, that's why I say it all ties together. It ties to grief, which has trauma. I think it ties to the way we father our children, sons in particular, because we don't even know how to be vulnerable with them because we taught not to be. So we come with this approach, this bravado, and then it just like the cycle that keep on. At some point, it have to be an openly safe place for men to be vulnerable, where it's not frowned upon, where it's in little like, and we say that shit as a cliche, but I mean for real, like, cause man, it's some brothers I know behind the scenes, man, they find some demons, and they don't, it's nowhere to, as men in particular, because women have sister girl groups, they embrace, the things that we shun.
But that's what I'm saying. It all starts with, just say, what I tell my boys, I tell them, start with prayer, start with church.
Prayer, or let's say pride.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. Prayer.
God.
Yeah, God first, then everything else.
Salute that.
Yeah. And see, when you just say, a lot of people start at the church, talk to the preacher, they do that, but then if that don't, they don't feel comfortable with that, what they do is just say I find somebody that's just say OG or that I look up to.
Status, big
status.
Dog,
Just that okay, that I saw nothing that they did flaws and their life going pretty good. So, and I know them pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And I ease my way in the talk. To ask them, can I ask you blah, 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 personal type question? I see how you treat your kids. I see how you treat your family. I want to know if I can be, just be a part of this so you can show me, hey, this is how I need to handle this situation that I'm in. Mm-hmm. Just say if I'm in a situation, just say with a woman. Now, I'm not going to go to a man that ain't got a woman, in a sense, like if it ain't of, just say, of choice to have a woman, I ain't going to go to him and say, oh, let me talk to you about a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if it's of choice, okay, yeah. But you can tell if it's of choice or not. Because, you can tell the way they carry themselves, the way they move around. And not just a per se vehicle or nothing like that, but it's per se how they move around and how they make moves, and how they talk to people, how they present themselves. If they don't present themselves well, I wouldn't talk to them about none of my personal stuff, because guess what? He gonna tell his stuff and your stuff. But go back to what you were saying about the vulnerable issue. That's how you gotta handle it though. You talk to God first and get a relationship with God. Get a relationship, to where read your verse every day. But understand about it, you open the Bible up and you can put anything up in there. Just say like the table of contents one. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to put in there, just like I just say like depression. He has a section in the Bible about depression and stuff like that. From what I gathered and saw. But like I say, but you have to actually just have a real, just say, comfortable. You gotta go in with yourself. You gotta look in yourself, like you said, looking at that 20-year-old, right? When you're looking at that 20-year-old you're gonna think of all the mistakes that you made, and you're gonna think of all the stuff that you did, and you're gonna look at that other person like, you know what? I wonder if he went through the same thing, because it looked like he headed the same direction that I
could relate to what he just said. That doesn't happen to me before. Like, where I see a quote unquote YN, but you know, the
Mhm.
younger generation, I done seen certain disputes
Mhm.
and their point of view as to why, even though it looked chaotic on the surface, when you break it down, it was one of them situations nobody ended up dead type. But would you break it down like why you did that? He
Right.
like because, and he said something. You know, like I could, as crazy as that sounds, it's like I know where you coming from, little dad. I was there, you know, and I was able to break down like, look, like even though I felt like this at the time, and I was right, like you know, that same action led me to my first time in prison. No matter
Mhm.
how I felt about it,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I got my point across, but in the end, I lost. I didn't see it that way then, but you know, so it kind of like I think the approach, like we got to relate to them first. I think,
True.
like, because a lot of time we get older and we forget.
But that's why I said remember the first episode where we said we have to the connection between us and them.
Right.
We have to know what's out there.
Right.
We don't know what's out
Yeah,
there.
we gotta relate and be
Mhm.
open. Like, don't just
Active.
act. You know, like you know. In other words, sometimes your kids want to do the TikTok. Get in there with them. You
Yeah.
know, be like,
Try it
open
out.
your mind up. Like, you know, the new music. You know, you can't stand it, but you know, dabble if you will.
Open your
You know what I'm saying?
open your TikTok page.
You're right. And I think that'll be like, okay, my parents are more relatable.
Correct.
You know, because that's where the world at. And I think, but for men in particular, that's why I'm specifying men, because we have to get out of this box, in my opinion, where we feel like, right, like where we feel like it ain't cool to cry just because you don't feel, you know, you can't complain. Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like you could complain, but still push through. I ain't want to don't complain and don't do nothing. But yeah, we need a place where we could go. And I think, you know what? And it's about to be like a aha. You know what men have done to do it without saying they doing it? That's why there's so many podcasts being made. I think we've filtered it into podcasts and we just, it's therapeutic. I ain't gonna lie, this shit's therapeutic once you get into it and you know you start realizing in your own speeches, your own trauma, your own like, damn, I ain't realized like, yeah, my daddy wasn't nothing like that, and that really affected. And you know, you get to go. It's like, but I was always taught that don't worry about it. I shouldn't complain about that. I shouldn't cry about that. I shouldn't. Where do we go? Where, you know, because these youngsters are afraid. Peer pressure is more paramount in their situation. More so than I, you know, we know better. Like, I don't care. We older. We know enough to. We wasn't like that when we was younger. When I was 20, 20-year-old me cared. So I gotta put myself back there. So we gotta find a way to, and you know, incorporate that in their world to be like, hey man, look, you ain't gotta do that just because they doing that, bro. But let me show you why. Don't just say it because it's something to say. You gotta have something to back that up with. Like we gotta start opening programs where we come back and back, and somewhat it's just like, you know, like I don't even want to call it no big brother type deal. Just like you call it like relatable OG. Like we the ones that ain't coming here to judge you because you got a switch in the Draco. Say, bro, look, I've been done that. I know it yet. But tell me why yet, where yet? What's your circumstance? Have a man ever hugged you? Have a man ever told you they loved you? Nah. You usually gonna get a no out of those questions. Well, I'm telling you, little youngster, I love you. Give me a hug. Let them feel that. Embrace them. Like, look, we were street niggas too. Have it. You heard me? We did that. And we know the results. We just some of the lucky few that slid up out that thing. Yeah. You know, we grew a conscience and God spared us, you know, to be able to tell these stories. So, you know, but without the relatability, there is no ground to be had. But the reason I'm bringing up vulnerability, because we got to get out our own way. And as older men, we have to find a way where we can group together and it's okay to be vulnerable. I ain't saying be a bitch ass nigga, but be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a fine line with some of these, you know what I'm saying? So you got, you know, but it's a lot of trauma that real guys, real dudes holding in because the stigma they put on us that, or so they might cry to their old lady or they might cry alone. But no, we need to cry out loud where they can see us and it's okay.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it, everybody don't share tears.
Or whatever,
yeah,
but you speak about it.
Right, but that's
you let it know it bothers you.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to get them to understand that they can talk about it. They can they can get on and research this, research that. If they want, they ain't got to do no what's they crying, no tears. They can cry and clap back at whatever they doing. But at the same time, you know, it's a lot going on. Just say with the guns and gun issues and all that. There, you never know who giving the guns out and who taking them back in, and and you never know who approaching them either. Now that's something too that you have to watch. Who's
Yeah, I know.
approaching them and
I
what
know. I
threats.
was approached by somebody that was older
Yeah.
than me, so I know what's
But that's
going on.
what I'm saying. It could be some of their friends, and they friends, dad and mama could be influencing them to, do this, do that, and then it'd be like, you never know what's really going on. Then sometimes just like one time my son and my son, well, I got two of them, but one time they
You
had
talking about the knockout artist?
mm,
Junior?
yeah.
Oh,
Both
that
of 'em.
Quan.
Yeah,
Oh,
both of 'em.
oh my
See,
God.
one time,
Yeah, I wouldn't fight Quan.
it's like they was to where I had them in the house.
I still got
everybody
that
was
video.
chilling. I know everybody was chilling, and it's like their friends came by there, and it was like they gave me that look, like I really don't want to go, and I'm like, what, why you don't want to go? And
Oh, kind of like the episode of Friday when Pops caught him with the
Kinda,
coming
yeah.
out with the gun.
kind of sort of like, and it's kind of
All
like,
you need is
well, no, not it's
similar.
It's kind of like,
Okay, let me let you
yeah,
finish.
so
My
it's kind of
bad,
like
my bad.
they was trying to tell me something, but not tell me something. It's like they didn't want to go,
Well,
but
they
then
want
it's
you to
like,
step in and tell them not to go.
right. They wanted me to say, hey, nah, not today, But guess what? I caught on to it, and then once the dudes left, he's like, yeah, all they want to do is go out there and steal something, probably, or run and do this, do that. Yeah, I ain't with all that. I told him last time, don't come over here with all that, because I ain't finna go do this and I ain't finna go do that. Because next thing you know, I'm gonna be in trouble and this, that, and other. But guess what happened? Maybe a year or two afterward, same situation.
Like the scenes in Boys in the Hood when
Something
they
like
went
that,
to the
yeah.
store and Trey saw him. And, we
Yeah.
finna go to the store. We ain't got no money.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
anyway.
It's like they see, that's out there in Georgia how that happened. They same situation, same time, around the same time, around Mardi Gras. They
Mardi Gras in Georgia.
They went
Oh.
they people went to New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
And I kept them up there. I kept them in
All right.
in Georgia.
You confused me with that a little
No,
bit.
it's
Georgia and
just-
Mardi
it
Gras.
just get that time
That's a bad
frame,
mix.
The time frame.
All right.
It's a time frame. So we was up there. I was with them. Same friends. Here they come. They come. It was school. It was still school time with them. So took them to school that morning. That evening, I was late coming to get them. But guess what happened though? Same people. Just that all of them down. I would come down the road. Why all of them fighting? Everybody fighting.
You mean like everybody that was friends fighting each other?
Just friends on friends. Everybody just fighting.
Oh, okay.
It's and then I get down the road. Everybody want to scatter. I got mine in the car, fussing at mine and fussing, this, that. I know. I told them I was late. Apologize because I was late, a few minutes late.
So you said your kids was included too?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, my girls and all.
Woo.
They got there fighting
They were
too.
going down out there.
Yeah, they had there fighting too.
All right.
Okay, but see, at the same time, that's what we was talking about on the relate term. If I would have took just a few more minutes to figure out the day before, the year before on what they was relating to and what they talking about, I would have been more informed on what was going on down the road.
You should have pushed a little more.
Right.
They was trying to tell you, but that bravado in men.
Correct. But if I would have
gave
lifted
a
my
real life
little
scenario of how that could affect.
If I would have lifted my little thing of pride up and said, you can confide in me and
son,
tell me
whatever you want, son.
Correct.
I love you, son.
So guess what? Always now, ever since then, and they was like, what, 9, 10, something like that then. They know now. I tell them on the phone I love them. I tell them in front of anybody I love them. Because guess what? Because that might be the last time I see them.
Good shit, bro.
It might be the last time, you say anything to, and you got to let them know that he can. My sons mainly and my daughters too know they can't come to me for anything. They can talk about anything because if they cry, I'm crying. Because the thing about it is, guess what? That's a part of me, just like it's it's a part of their mama, me, both of them together. But guess what? We gotta be the ones that relate to them as men because people gonna look at us as leading the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we
I
got
do.
we got to lead the way somewhere.
Yeah.
But by leading the way, we got to be, as you say, vulnerable. We got to be because we got to understand what we being vulnerable to and why.
The reason that's so profound what you just said, because look how you say a moment taught you, another moment taught you about a moment that you had a chance to have foresight on some things, but you never made that mistake again. And then you made it your duty to start saying you love your children, and you said I ain't gonna make that mistake again. But everybody don't get so lucky, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. My daddy, I never heard my daddy say I love you, not one time. I ain't think it didn't. My mama would overly, I love you. That's something we don't get off the phone without. That's how I am with my daughter. No matter what, we end the phone where it could be a 2-second conversation. Love you, but never heard that from my daddy. Yeah, my brothers, my uncles, all that, but my actual father never said I love you, son.
Just think about it. Think about one thing.
It impacts you.
Yeah, but think about this. I'm gonna give you one trip out on.
Okay.
Now, you knew your daddy, didn't
you? Yeah.
I ain't never known mine until later on in life. What that tell you?
Yeah, it's worse a situation.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to show you something. At least you knew what you was dealing with and how you acted and how the way you come off. You kind of knew because you knew your relatives and blah 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 blah. But
no, I didn't know. It gets deeper. I didn't know my daddy people.
Right, but
that story gets deeper. That was just
when you found out,
I was already there though.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have the effect wasn't the same.
True, but that's what I'm trying to.
But I see what you're saying. I learned.
But if like I said, I put it like this, my sister, I was with with they dad for so long.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? People up here think that I'm kin to them.
Well, let's just start from the beginning. You had a story the other day about you come up with your mom and she put you up. Let's just go. Daddy wasn't there.
No, Daddy.
You had a father. Was he present? Did you know him? Let's just start from the beginning and just unpack the whole situation.
That's a too long of a story because
we got time.
We got time, but we don't have time.
All right, well, as much as you can.
Because see, the thing about it is, it's like this. When you grow up, just say with a stepdaddy, it may be different because if you don't know your real people,
yeah.
See, some people grow up with a stepdaddy and know they're real people and know they can go to them at any time. Now, if you grew up just like I grew up with a stepdaddy and then couldn't go to your own people, you grew up with his people, and guess what? Them was your people.
Right. You just
you
fell in.
Together. You come to you.
But something never jails for some reason.
Yeah, you're gonna have to jail.
But it's a part of you that feels like an outsider.
Yeah, feel like it. But the thing about it is, you actually learn to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
You adapt and overcome. That's why I say it comes to a point to where, how you somebody with the expressing yourself and all that kind of stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's how you gotta express yourself at times. Because at times you might want to be like, I want my real people.
Yeah.
And then you might get a comment from one of them, like, shit, we are your people.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Now you just say I go out there, just say shoot an animal, right? This survival. I'm getting me a deer. I shot me one, right? My people may not be my real people. They might not have shot a deer a day of their life. They might, they might be just like, that's violence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The Humane Society.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And that's a real thing.
But I adapted myself to what my people would do. I adapted to what, to my people.
Yeah, like
the known people I hate.
This is what I know.
Yeah.
You would think I'm one of them after so many years.
Correct.
But sometimes that bloodline just
take over
like,
mm-hmm.
like, you know who your dad is? Like, no. Or he blah, blah, blah. And you can't help but act like him because that's your blood.
Yeah. You just do things out the blue.
You adapting to that,
Mm-hmm.
and you putting on a great act. But it's
But
something
still,
inside of you
yep,
that ain't resonating with these people,
that's right.
and that you got to mask for the sake of respect because these people took you in.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it. So
But
you
see-
don't want to come off as the snobbish, where's my father kid?
Mm-hmm.
But it's things missing about you as a man
It's a lot missing.
that you need answers to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the secrets that we never tell. Like, why am I like this?
Yeah, but that's the secrets you never admit.
You right.
That's that vulnerability that comes
Whoa.
in.
Yeah, that was a great way to keep go ahead. I stand correct.
see, the thing about it is that's why what I'm saying. It goes back to what like what you was talking with the vulnerability and everything else. What I would want to say type is like it's like this. They may like do things different over here,
Right,
and bring you in and everything else, and so they be like it's like we criers over here. It don't matter if we men or women, we cry over here. But you trying to figure out why I don't cry like them. Why they crying and I'm not crying. You see me? You like, they crying? Why I'm not crying? Why am I different from, like you said, why am I different?
Frowned upon where I'm
Right.
from.
Yeah,
They corny.
Yeah.
Crying?
But guess what? But guess what though? You trying to figure out, or like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? But think about it, at the same time, you have to, like I said, know who to turn to in there. You got to know who you turn to. Just like you like you said, your daddy people over here and your other people over here, and then when you find out, just say like, my daddy people don't cry, so I better stop crying. That's that thing you was talking about with the, how you put it, where it starts from.
Right,
How we know how to.
The root cause of
RCA.
Root
That's
cause
where
analysis.
that's where it stands right there.
Yeah, it fill in a lot of pieces that was like,
That them gaps go right there.
That's me. There it goes.
Mm-hmm. But see,
it's refreshing.
Yeah,
I'm not just a quack. I just didn't know.
What we gotta make people understand too is there's nothing wrong with crying.
Yeah.
It don't matter where you're from.
Man, I promise you, I get to crying. The older I get, I could watch a movie or something that just remind. And don't let me watch Set It Off when I'm gonna tear up like, what? Why am I so?
Yeah. But that's emotion.
You know what I realized though?
Yeah.
Even though it seems that I'm crying at a specific thing that I'm emotional about, something I'm watching or maybe whatever, I think the fact that I'm crying now is like that hidden trauma coming out. Like, you've been wanting to let this out for all the other, you know what I'm saying, best friends dying and, bring from the murder capital, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's why I said you gotta realize there's nothing wrong with it.
Like, seeing things, I seen, by the time I was 16, I seen things that no kid should see.
Yeah.
Things my mama don't know.
But that's why I was saying.
With no outlet.
That's why I said, like, the older you get and the more you see going wrong, and you find that relation, how you relate to them.
That's why I relate to them.
That's how you relate to them, because you let them know there's nothing wrong with it, even though where you from, or where, this and that. Because
I seen what you seen, little brother. Yeah. And I was scared too. I act like I was tough, and I was terrified. When I went home, I talked to my brother, I was shivering. My brother knew I wasn't like that. That night that shit happened. They didn't know, but I, because for me, it's my brothers.
Yeah.
Right? Me and my brothers have, but even like maybe a month or two ago, when I had this episode, that's why I brought it up. Because I came to the conclusion that it's not a safe place for us to be vulnerable. Because we thought we were that comfort until I realized, like, it's still a wall, because we gonna laugh at, because that's what we do. Like, you go being vulnerable and telling your deepest, and then we make it out a joke. So sometimes we might hesitate because we know, man, he ain't gonna laugh at me. I said, we gotta find a way to make it okay. Yeah. Like, somebody might be genuinely, and I told it to my brothers, like, I might be genuinely coming to y'all on something like, brother, it's going to be some emotional, laughable, but I need y'all to not laugh today.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
And we realized right. It ain't even that. It's just that I had to realize that our bond could be stronger.
That's the trust.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a trust issue.
Yeah,
That's,
like
you got to trust.
I gotta be able to feel like I can say this. Y'all not gonna laugh at me, even though it's funny. And I don't want to be laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be vulnerable right now and say this, and y'all be like, man, look, bro, it's gonna be all right.
But that's a trust issue.
Yeah.
You have to have full trust in a person, and that you can really turn to and open up to like that, even if you're gonna cry or not cry. Because the thing about it is, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you want to be able to trust that person that that they're not gonna go tell somebody else to try to make it look like, oh, I'm getting over, and oh, that you're getting by, but it's gonna have to. It's got to be a trust thing.
The only thing I want to share that I'm vulnerable with is singing. Everything else, that's my most intimate, personal.
Singing.
Yeah, singing is a vulnerable thing to do. But I'll share that. I was just trying to make a point. But like, be funny a little bit. But like,
I can't sing,
sometimes I confide in you. Sometimes you confide in me.
Yeah.
I would be less of a man if somebody know the things we talking about.
But that's trust though.
You know what I'm saying? Right. To your point is what I'm saying. Like what just piggybacking off of your point. Like in a literal sense, like, it's things that I've come to you that, most people don't know. Like, damn. But if you going around telling my business, that's gonna crush me. Cause it's like, damn.
Yeah, what's that?
I ain't got nobody to.
Right.
They making a mockery out of how they even, cause you told them, but it's never happened. But so I'll credit. But I think a lot of people go through that. Like it's nowhere to
who's got
right. Like you're right. It's easy to say trust, but trust ain't easy to find. No. So that's why we having this subject. Like, we gotta find alternative measures, because if that's all somebody know, he gonna stop at that point. Like, no, don't stop there, young brother. Look, it's okay to be vulnerable. As a man, bro, it's okay to say sorry if you're wrong. Like, if you wronged your brother, it's cool. Like, say, bro, let me holler at you. Put you to the side. I don't want to make no noise. I don't want to talk about it in front of everybody. I need to talk to you. Look, bro, that I did with some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. As a man, bro, look, shake that shit off. Like, it's okay to do that. Like, yeah, I was on some bitch ass. We all as men, I don't know no man that ain't done some bitch ass shit at least once in his life. Like, where it was you on some bitch ass shit. You on some bullshit. But your pride be like, I don't care. No, apologize, bro. You down bad. And them dudes reacted.
Yeah.
And instead of you being like, hey, bro, you right. You return. Nah, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's called what? Conflict resolution skills.
Something like that.
Us as kids, we didn't have that. Us as adults, we don't have that. Think about that. When me and my brothers we still get combative as grown men. Like, we had to check ourselves. Like, bro, I'm 39 going on 40. Y'all 40 plus. We still hollering at, bro. That's what stirred up this vulnerability talk. Like, and we got to do something. And I made sure I was accountable. Like, I'm a large part of why this is the way it is. So I had this, it's a phrase I like to say, and it's not, I didn't make it up, but I don't hear it often. You got to become the change you want to see. A lot of people talk, change the world. Look, just you become the change you want to see. Like, whatever you feel the people should be doing, you go do. Like, they should be giving out more food. You know what? Like you do. Take some money out your pocket. You can only feed 10 people at a time at first. Every first of the month, these people know to come here. Here you go. Become the change you want to see. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the domino effect works with that. Stop worrying about what the mayor doing. Man, you become that change that you think it should look like. If you think young men shouldn't be running around here disrespecting women, then you become the, yes, ma'am, how you doing, ma'am? You become that. Be an example instead of another talking ass, I have a dream. And no disrespect to Martin Luther King, but a lot of them niggas was talking. Not them in particular, but like, that's a bad example to use. I take that back, y'all. That's blasphemy. But like, you know what I'm trying to say, though. It's a lot of talking points. Even us to an extent. Like, this ain't nothing but great talking points. But when as men we can take our pride, throw it out the window, and be like, you know what, bro? It's time, bro. Look at these kids. They out of control, bro. They out of control. Like, it's out of control.
But see that goes like what you saying, like what y'all thing, what y'all say is what now? What's it called? Change what now?
Become the change you want to see.
Right. Well, see, we had that thing going, know when to hold, know when to fold.
You
The
got to
Kenny
know
Rogers, yeah, the
when to
Kenny Rogers
hold
thing.
them,
That's right.
know when to fold
Yep.
them, know when to walk away, know when to run. But go ahead, you know.
But see that the rest of that thing, you know, that like everybody say, you know, you got to know when you know when to fold, know when to hold, or know when to hold, know when to fold.
It's a metaphor on life.
It goes
like a poker game.
It goes to all types of life. You gotta know when to hold, know when to fold. Out in the street, when you're out in the street, when
Kind
there's
of like
something
playing
going
chess
on.
in life, the chess game.
That's correct. So you know when, like I say, you know when to hold and fold out in the street. You know when to hold when you in the office, at the job. You know, all that. Huh?
See where we at on time.
Ooh.
I was trying to see where we at on time. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
Yeah. Everybody know when.
Right.
But see, the main thing of that is though. Sometimes we gotta know when to hold, know when to fold, because that, you know, I don't talk about the youngsters like that because I got some. I got youngsters myself. But sometimes you gotta know when to walk away from them. Sometimes you gotta know when to fold up and take that with that noise they be talking, take it and turn around and walk off. Because the thing about it is, like you said, we gotta be the example, right? You gotta be the what? Be the change or what?
You want to see.
Okay. And that's the thing you want to see.
And that's the hardest thing you're gonna ever do.
Oh yeah, hardest thing you're gonna do is walk off.
No, the hardest thing you ever gonna do in life. I made a video about this one day. Is hold your own self accountable. That is the hardest by far. To look yourself in the mirror at all your flaws, accept them wholeheartedly. I mean, genuinely, unbiased. Like, damn, if I was somebody else and I did what, you know what I'm saying, I would, dang, that's the hard self-accountability, brother. That's what, like, you know, sometimes you say start with God. That's number one. I think number two should be self-accountability.
Self is
Brothers, if y'all watch, we got to be able to hold ourselves accountable for our bullshit.
Yeah, self is number two.
You know what I'm saying? Because we, as individuals, we be on some bullshit. We like things our way. We don't, you know what I'm saying? And that creates static and friction because you not holding what you do that may hinder the situation aggressive because you feel like, fuck our nigga. And now we got, instead of you being like, you know what, my brother, if you feel that strongly about it, I apologize. And you know, I'm going to try to, you know what I'm saying? It's a gesture. You know what I mean? It's a self-accountability is a gesture to tell people that I'm not above the program.
But you remember when you were saying about the thing the marriage thing? We was talking about the marriage thing, marriage and the weapon type thing.
Yeah,
that's still that goes with that too. They gotta hold themselves accountable because guess what? If they tell you this before you get married, you know, God first, then the person next is like you, and the person next cleave to your wife or cleave to your husband. You know, that's second. That's why I said the accountability starts right there. After you, God first, second.
You join.
Right. And what's third? Everybody else.
Everybody else. Yeah.
So
true enough.
But when you got people that do what? Don't take that self accountability. That's that weapon you was talking about.
It's like a tug of war now. You know, we pulling from different ends.
Side to side.
Instead of
pulling together.
That's why it's so hard. You know what I'm saying? If we just come close, it's just gonna be space is just gonna close itself on its own down if we stop with the tug of war. But again, all this stuff we say is easier said than done. So I'm fully aware of that. So I'm trying to find barriers to crack even beneath that. The cliches. Okay, yeah, we know why. Trauma, somebody, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right. Men need to be vulnerable. Cool. But how it look when it happens? You know, self-accountability. It's easy to say that. But I tell y'all, like, the easiest way for me is stop worrying about everybody else and worry about yourself. And if you start with that self-accountability, I'm telling you, and I mean genuine, not bull, like, you know, really look at, don't think about what nobody else do to piss you off. Don't think about nothing that gets on your nerves. Think about what you do that could be deemed like, man, maybe you could change that about you. Maybe you wasn't right about. And hope, I promise you, once you dive into that, once you open that Pandora's box, you ain't gonna like what you see. Because that was the beginning of my transition. When I looked at myself and be like, Carl Joseph Henry, you've been doing this all your life. And you on some bullshit. Because you set the tone based on how your energy is when you come in. Water might just been wanting to be like, how you doing, brother? But you got this aggressive, you all, and then you creating something that ain't even there. And now it go, because of how, what if I came in on the right energy? How you doing today, my brother? This would have never even, it was tough. It was tough to look myself and be like, I am the reason for this. And then once you do that, you get to see the people that refuse to hold themselves accountable. It be more obvious. And that's the people you start staying away from. You start recognizing, that's where recognize real come in to me. Because you start noticing the people that do the work.
But that's that same
like,
person
yeah,
I'm talking about.
He done held himself accountable.
That's the same person you look up to. Yeah. Like, they doing this, they doing what I need to do. They need to be where I need to be at. This is where I need to be at.
What they call it man time. He on man time.
Mm-hmm.
That man said, I'm sorry, my brother. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, he just apologized and went out there, you know what I'm saying? That's man time right there. And ain't nothing about him a sucker. I know him. Ain't nothing about him a sucker. You know, but I honor thy brother. Like, if we have a disagreement, that's a part of life.
That's everybody.
That's a part. We gonna disagree on the Cowboys game. We gonna disagree on everything. And sometimes gonna get heated. Drinks gonna be involved. But that, I think that foundation needs to always automatically step in when, you know, they say cooler heads prevail. You know, sometimes they don't. And then it leads to something that even I say, all right, let's end that a fight, bro. For some reason, it gotta end with somebody gotta die. Why? Why somebody always gotta die?
I think that's the portrayal of life.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why somebody always gotta die? I understand. Sometimes you gotta get it in. You know, you gotta catch this fame. I get that part of it. Why somebody always gotta die?
That's what they think the ending gonna be.
Man, it's sad, man, seeing our young folks go out sad. Like, you know, and I could say that all I want, but they did it on our watch. So we responsible for this generation. We talk all the shit about them all we want. We was this on our watch.
Yeah, some of us.
We just as culpable.
Some of us.
We all of us.
No, you got some of us because why I say some
the
of us.
The good gotta suffer for the bad.
Yeah. The ones that's already doing it, they need to get with the ones that, like I said, the ones that's not doing it need to combine things together.
It's like we trying to blame the youth for our lack of parenting properly. We trying to blame the youth for our lack of being involved properly. We don't want to admit that we gave them iPhones and tablets and we let that shit raise them because we ain't want nothing to do with them. We wanted to go work, make money, blah, 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 cruise, yeah, and them kids done grew up on us now.
No, we want, that's not,
man.
Yeah, that's not totally correct, though.
It's not, it's like, a part of it, though.
No, yeah, it's part of it, but see, the thing about it is, we want
I'm guilty of this as well.
Wait, we want to go,
I ain't just saying
like you said, go to work and do what?
Make some money.
Make some money and do what?
Get rid, you know.
Wait, stop right there. We're gonna stop that one, hold that one to the end. The third thing we want to do while we're making that money, we want to be like our mom and dad. We want to be better. Our mom and dad always told us to be better than
and
what we
spoiled
were.
Them.
Yeah, be better than what we were.
And we spoiled them. Because I spoiled mine, even when wrong.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, that's where a lot of us went wrong at trying to be better than what we was to our parents.
And we should have kept it the same.
We should have kept it the same.
Whoop your ass.
That's correct.
What you do? Give me that. Give me
right.
That shit worked for me. I thought my mama hated me.
The thing about it is, guess what? You ain't turned out too bad, did you?
I'm respectful.
No.
Right, you're right to your point. I'm respectful.
Look around.
I still help the elderly. Yeah, I got money in my pocket. I know what an honest day's work is. I know what integrity is. I know what accountability is.
But that's what I'm talking about. But look, I
got common sense, book smarts.
Out here that don't.
Yeah, you're right. And it came from stern discipline. Not you sit in the corner and be, no, it came from nigga. You know what type of mom I had? When me and my brother were fighting in the house, hey, don't y'all break my shit. Y'all take that shit outside. No, she ain't say don't fight. She said, "Stay the shit out. Get that shit."
That's like I
And
said.
when
That's
whoever,
the
and you know what my
majority.
mama used to do, like to play with her with, who won? My mama was like a troll. Like, but she, you know, daddy wasn't there. So she had my mama, to my mama credit, my mama gave up her femininity to raise her. It's like she read a book on how can you raise boys as a woman for some reason. And then she just knew what to do. Like for instance, my mama had this method. Well, me and my big brother, I swear to God, this really happened. We used to always fuss and fight every day and say hateful things to each other. I hate you. You know what my mama did one day? And I don't know, I don't know. I'm gonna say it anyway. And I don't know, not bad stuff, but just like my mama said, y'all, both of y'all strip butt naked, right? Took an extension cord, tied our hands to each other where we couldn't get it. Now y'all sit there till y'all find a reason to love each other. Swear to God, me and my brother had to sit ass naked with a extension cord where we can't. She like, the lock, but you know how they used to tie them ropes in a certain way where and we had to find, even if we played it off or made up some stuff. But that's just one example of like the things that brought, when you go through something like that with your brother, we forever, man, we had to sit naked next thing, embarrassed, like, like, man.
See, I ain't had no brother.
Right. So it's an experience, like, to my mama's credit, she had to give up a part of her. Think about it. She's a single mom with 3 boys. Mm-hmm. Boys. Mm-hmm. And my mama gave up her femininity. I literally watched my mama over the time. Just like she tried to date, she dated on the side, but she would try to keep all that stuff. I ain't find out my mama cussed or had a drink until I was 19 years old.
But that's the thing.
Or saw other men. I didn't know none of this.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
My mama intentionally kept that away. I thought women were angels.
No, she didn't throw a feminine away.
Yeah.
What she did was she had to do what she could do to raise 3 boys, to make 3 men.
We got hit with hammers.
Yeah. But that was
it was real in my house.
But like
it was real.
I found out like early in life when most moms get single like that, that they would do is what they would do. They would take advice from other men or deacons from the church. You
never lying.
And they would actually execute it in the house to make their house a better structure. They would try to, do what they can because, the technical thing is, and I'm not, no offense to your mom, because my mom was single.
Pop your shit.
Woman can't raise no man.
Yeah, my mama, true.
But she did the best she could.
She did the best she could.
She did the best
and we all turned out A1. I tell my mama that all the time, look at us. None of us in jail. Mm-hmm. None, we all alive. We all take care of our children.
Correct.
And we ain't just all right. We well off.
But guess what that did for you, though? That made it good for you. Because that means you got a vulnerable side that you can turn to.
She 3 for 3. My mama 3 for 3. And I was we pray. I was the one that he's going to lose it. He's going to crash out.
That's your vulnerable side.
Yeah, I'm the shocker of the family. Like, I can't believe he made it out all right.
That's the vulnerable side that you was talking about.
Yeah. I had a mama to go to.
Now you can tell another man how to be vulnerable too.
I had a mama to go to. But sometimes it was a hindrance and sometimes it's effective. Yeah. But what I will say about my mama, because I know I told some stories that could paint her in a certain light, the greatest mom ever. You heard me? Because on the flip side, my mama took us to etiquette classes when we were kids. I knew about salad forks and wine glasses and polo. And I'm the type of kid, you know how when school let out, y'all had a summertime, didn't you? I didn't. But we had to continue our education.
I did.
My whole life. I never had a break. That's why working never been hard for me. If we buck the system, right? Say we buck the system, like we ain't going to no camp this year. All right. Well, here's 3 books. By the end of this summertime, you better have me 3 summaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we start reading Goosebumps. And you can read whatever you want. Mm-mm. We never had a day off. She was preparing us for life. Like, son, life don't stop like school stop.
Okay, so see that brings on top.
It's a lot of jewels she put in us too. Just to shout out moms. I ain't making you look bad. You the real.
But see, like, you know how you say y'all didn't have summers, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so check this out. Like a lot of my friends, they used to do cotton pick cotton and stuff. Not pick it, but just
Oh,
with the
you
hole in
talking
the
about a
thing.
whole nother.
That's what they do in the country up
Welcome
here.
to the battlefield.
That's the country up here. That's what they used to do. Or JTPA and all that kind of junk.
I'm just messing
You know what I'm
with.
saying? They used to do that. And then you got others that they used to do this, do that. But anyway, you know how my stomach started out? My stomach started out with Encyclopedia Britannica, watching my sisters.
For
Making sure my
kids that
sisters
don't know, that's
had
how we
this,
used to
had
look
that.
up words and stuff before Google and
Yeah.
Siri.
Yeah.
You had
Look,
to
what they-
actually look in the book and find
What
it.
they say,
Like, remember the fucking yellow
chopping
pages?
wood. Yeah. Chopping wood, all that
Right.
kind of stuff. It ain't even winter time. It's summertime. What I'm chopping wood for? Go out there and go find these pine blocks and chop these pine block splinters up into, you know, go feed these hogs out here because we had a little mini farm out there.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was like BS to me. You know, go work on this car here. Let me show you. I put this engine in. Now this one, that. Okay. I didn't know that until later on in life either. But
That's a whole
this
nother story
this is what I used to do every day. This same guy put like cross ties, like them cross ties, put them around my shoulders, cam like this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm working. He said, "Well, just put them in the ground after I dig the hole. You just drop them in the ground." You know what he was doing the whole time?
What's that?
Training. He was training.
Obviously, now in hindsight, hindsight is everything. Like I said
never
earlier,
thought about it. You know,
hindsight we can see it, but in the moment we were so far from seeing it.
Yeah, but see that's why when I ended up going to ninth grade center down here, ninth grade,
right,
I was stronger than everybody. I was stronger than the most. Or could jump higher than the most. I could run faster than a lot of.
But more importantly, you could compose yourself.
True enough, but guess what though? I was actually smarter than.
Right, like those are the obvious things that I mean, like the mentality was like structured.
I didn't show it.
Right, you was
never showed
militant, like you was respectful, mannerable.
Yeah,
because you didn't know you were being schooled without even knowing.
No, for no reason.
You were being taught how to act around grown folk. Yeah. Same way. I get what you're saying. Like, and I think our time frame's a little bit different from an age perspective.
No, not just the time. It's not time. It's the training of how they do things.
Right. I get what you said. You correlating how my story was similar to anyone's story, just country versus.
Okay. It's like
you doing something year round still.
Country versus city in a sense.
Yeah,
but in a way like you took like to say.
I'm a brainiac because my mama kept us in the studies year round.
That's coming up too. Like you took etiquette classes, like what that fork is, what this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why? See, back when I was growing up, I had to read what it was,
right?
And I had to imagine in my mind how this is set up on the table.
Yeah, we was in movies and stuff. My mom put us in movies with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
We did it all. We wasn't.
Interview with the Vampire. You think I'm lying?
I'm just saying.
Check the credits.
We wasn't addressed all that. You gotta remember, we up here is the country.
Yeah.
And that's how they call it. It's country up here. Because a lot of people up here got to do all that stuff too. But that was because their mama made
like the livestock and all that.
No, because their mama made this much money, and they was introduced to all that kind of stuff. We wasn't ever. A lot of us wasn't introduced to all this stuff. We was introduced to there's more work out here to be done, or you can go out here and go work for somebody. You know, and it's like, but what you were saying, I'm not comparing how we stayed in the thing. I'm showing you how the education thing came to me.
Oh yeah, like learned through.
I learned through just reading.
Labor, but in turn you read, and then you read between the lines of what you're doing, and how numbers add, and you had to find a unique way to learn within what you was doing.
I had to find a way to.
Why they was trying to teach you.
Right.
But they can't hold your hand all the time.
Nah.
They going to bring you out here. We going to teach you the basics to make sure you don't kill yourself. But I'm going to need you to start catching on, son.
Oh, no.
That's kind of like how they do it when you raise around them real ones. Like, look, bro, I'm going to need you to, hey, tighten up.
kind of sort of,
Yeah,
but everything was just dropped in my hand um like my first engine takeout, right? Like taking the engine out of the car, whole
right,
engine by myself.
right.
You know what age I was? 8,
Wait a minute.
8 years old.
You took an engine out of a car by yourself, literally,
Yeah,
no help,
yeah,
at 8 years old,
yeah.
and you did you put another one back in?
Mm-mm.
And you
Nope.
knew what you was doing,
Mm-hmm. Knew
down
exactly
to
what I was
the.
doing. All the way down to the motor mounts and everything. I knew what I was doing. I had to put the chain horse up to it, the little
Shit, that ought to have
yeah.
been a story back and then newsworthy.
No,
I
that's
know
just
they talked
that's
about
the
that, huh?
country.
Or that's just
That's
normal.
the
That's what
country.
we
Kind
do.
of sort in the country. That's how
Okay.
fast it is. Because I tell you,
I could believe you though now that I've been
like
down here so long.
5, 6 years old, I had a picture of it. I ain't got it no more. I had a picture, like 5, 6 years old, on a bulldozer, a D9.
Like I know
One of
what
them doing
that
the
is.
bulldozer, doing this here, making it move. If they had video cameras back then that we could have got, you saw I was actually doing what my stepdad do, pick it up, level it off, kind of back, and drag.
You was learning the
Yeah.
trade that your family supported the family in.
I knew how to take care of what I need to take care of.
Right, like they know one day they not gonna be here. Somebody gotta take this
Yeah, but guess what?
and run with that.
Remember what you said? That thing came through. That other part of the family. To like, I'm doing up under this car, getting my hands off.
Now you call them a thing.
Yeah, what am I doing this thing?
I noticed you relate. No, I'm talking about. I know what you getting at, but you related to it as if it was a thing and not a person.
No, not saying that is a thing. I'm talking that thing of like your family bloodline.
Yeah.
When it hit.
Oh, I'm way off.
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
way off. But when that hit, it hit.
Yeah, it's just naturally.
It's like
a chisel.
What am I doing this?
You run.
I ain't finna do this here.
Like how kind of when I saw the I hate to say this video, I ain't gonna say when I saw Quan not go like whoa. Like you remember when I was talking like your sons ain't you I talking that shit. You show you humble me with that video. He said, watch this. I swear to God, his son. I think what your middle son, not your oldest, your middle.
No, that's my baby boy.
Baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you. I promise you. I was not. I thought I knew. I done seen some shit. I watched this kid put somebody to sleep with one. Was it a right straight? It wasn't a straight right overhand, right?
Left. That was a left.
Was it left?
Yeah.
I'm talking about literally coon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But see, they do that out there all the time.
Oh my God.
That's what they
I
do
went
all
out the next day and shook his hand. He like, what's up, Mr. Henry? Because he treat me like, his daddy friend. I'm like, man, remind me to never get on your bed. He like, what? He started laughing like, no, sir. Because he ain't want to be known for that. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, yeah, Jay.
But see, that's what the thing about it is. That's where you think they get it from.
Yeah.
It started at home. It started with me.
Yeah, it was a real
I show him
flush.
Show him at 3 and 4 years old.
Flush.
How to guard your face.
It was flush. Brutal. Make you say, you sure you ain't thought about being a boxer? But anyway, that's a little off the subject. But
that's actually on the subject. That's bloodline.
Yeah, bloodline. Yeah, and in totality, I think all of these things can contribute to the ultimate, point of what I'm trying to make: vulnerability amongst men across the globe. There has to be a place where we can go, and it's cool to vent, without the fear of being humiliated, judged, or taken less of. Because then, the bravado comes out, and then that's the energy we don't want. Now, because once ego's involved, that's when they say the bodies start dropping. Once egos get to pop, you know what I'm saying? You know that old saying. And I may be wording it wrong, but I'm close in the ballpark. And I think, we do this podcast, for one, because we like chopping it up. But for two, I think some of the stuff we talk about, this is an example of it. Like, so we doing our part.
Trying to relate, make
we
a change.
Being vulnerable on screen. Like, this my brother. I love him. I ain't scared to say I love him. I done broke down in front of this man before. I done told him something, and vice versa. And we okay with that. We cool with it. And I don't make him no sucker. They don't make me no sucker. So, You know, it's just it's a beautiful thing to have somebody to confide in, bro. And it's okay, bro. Is you know, cause I think that'll take away a lot of the testosterone that's out here. We could get back to conflict resolution, situational awareness. We could be able to get to these kids again, let them know like you just in your feelings right now. Like Max said, or somebody said in prison, it's just a feeling. It'll go away, man. Oh, he just, man, he in his feelings. Man, OG told me, ain't nothing but a feeling. Like, what you mean, OG? It's just a feeling. That shit gonna go away.
Yeah.
You gotta get through that go away stage, though. You can't act in the moment, you know. Step back, think 3 times about it. You know, like everybody ain't got to die because something don't go right. I know sometimes hands gotta, you know, we get it. We ain't telling you to be lames, and but that's what a lot of people go wrong too. They be coming with this inconceivable shit. Like, man, they ain't finna do it. These kids still young trying to, you know what we did. We turn up. So I ain't telling you not to turn up. Just make sure you live to tell a story. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because we lived through the same treacherous environments y'all did, believe it or not. We come, especially me coming from New Orleans, not to shun anybody, but no, and I was in the 90s, and I come up in that, well, you see it right in front, all the time. I made it through that with my name unscathed, might I add. My name, and not to say I am saying it, but still, I've grown into a man, and hindsight is everything. So it's easy for me to reflect on these things and be so, informative about the information that I'm giving out. But little do you know, I was thinking like this then too. Yeah, that's why I was always the leader of my circle. Even though I succumbed to a lot of the peer pressures as youngsters, because we had to get it how we live. But I made it out because I'm the one that's supposed to tell a story, because I'm going to tell it the correct way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we pushing for time now. So I'm going to let my dog, if anything you want to add to that before I feel like we done with this one.
No, I mean, you said what is it? You said it, I just sit back and just sit back with it.
Okay. Any shout outs? Anybody you want to salute? Appreciate?
Shout out to Marcus Stevens. What's gonna be something different that y'all gonna hear later?
Oh yeah, we got our graphic designer. Shout out to
but we gonna just say
I just met him. Yeah, Marcus Stevens, great artist.
6.
That's what he called himself, right?
Yeah.
Me as by trade, an artist, right?
6.
He's incredible. Oh my God.
What's that? Russell, Louisiana, right by Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, we got the backdrops and all that on the way. We cooking behind the scenes and on the scene.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we ain't want to tell them all that. But
we gave them a little bit.
We
gonna burn. This is gonna pop up one day, and they're gonna remember this episode, and they're gonna remember for another reason after we recording that you gonna know why. But I'm gonna show you that when we finish. But anyway, man, y'all check out the Chapmans, my little comedy shorts. Of course, Neighbor to Neighbor. I can officially say this now. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. We're gonna do this every Thursday. 7 p.m. So y'all lock that in y'all calendars. I'm telling you, no matter, I don't care what's going on, it's gonna pop up.
Oh,
yeah, y'all got it's like that. So the Chapmans, TikTok, Teasing Man Live, I think. YouTube, Teasing Man Live. Instagram, Teasing Man 25. Facebook, Carl Henry. You got any handles you want to shout out? So come check you out.
Like and subscribe. That's all I can tell them.
Like and subscribe, man. And this has been another good one. Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. We ended on a good note. Yeah. Well, if you like it, you got to tune in next week for another, because we gone. Like the new sign. Peace. Unity. On the spot. Yeah, brotherhood. Y'all gonna know why this matters soon. And Teasing Man fashion. Deuce.